welcome to another FaceHammer Advent show. Today we're going to be covering Russ's Start Collecting series, and this is a highlight on the Ironjawz Start Collecting box.
Yeah, so in this series, I'm going to go through competitive lists or semi-competitive lists built around the Start Collecting box sets that are available, and there have been some really good Christmas box sets, but they're all sold out everywhere. So
you snooze, you lose.
Ones you can actually still buy. So obviously, for people who don't know, Start Collecting sets, you have a collection of models, and depending on those sets, some of them are relevant, some of them are not so as relevant for match play, and they normally have a significant saving in terms of pound value,
aren't they?
For what you get. So I'm going to start with Ironjawz. Now, I think this is one of the better Start Collecting sets because essentially you get decent units. So you get a Warchanter, 10 Ardboys, and 3 Gore-gruntas, and its retail is £60, I believe. And the Gore-gruntas on their own are normally 48 quid. So it's quite a significant saving. I think the Warchanter is £17.50 or something super silly like that.
So you're getting a free unit of Ardboys essentially.
You're saving £29.50 a box. So
and everything in there is good, that's the most important aspect.
All of that, and especially the Warchanter is this buff for like +1 damage is just amazing. You definitely want 2. Or 1 or 2 in your list. So I've written a list using 2 of these sets. So this is the set on the screen now, so that's what you're getting it, and I'm going to show you this list and the shopping list to build it. I've tried to keep these lists under £300, so I kind of thought that would be about your budget, which sounds like a lot, but I think Age of Sigmar...
So that's one unit that's 1 unit of Stone Guard for like...
So like a lot of armies are £400-500, I will tell you now, Giants do not feature in this series.
Okay.
For one, they don't have a Start Collecting, and 2 Giants cost more than this army. Anyway, so what I've done is I've got this list. So the list is a Megaboss or Maw-Krusha. I haven't put any artifact traits, anything like that, because you can tailor whatever you want. It doesn't matter. 2 Warchanters, a Weirdnob Shaman, a Fungoid Shaman. It's got 2 Start Collecting, so that gives you 2 units of 10 Ardboys and the 6 Gore-gruntas. Then I've put in a unit of 10 Brutes, just because I think you need to have Brutes and Ironjawz, otherwise you're cheating. And I've put the Ardfist formation. Again, that could be... I've put a formation in there because you're pretty much always going to run Ardfist or Iron Fist or something. So I've put that in there. It's 1990. You can tailor this if you wanted to drop one of the Warchanters and put like a Megaboss in, or not have the Weirdnob Shaman or whatever. So there is a bit of play. Obviously, you're restricted by the models, but if you bought this army retail, this is GW retail. So obviously, if you buy it from like Element or another trader, then you're going to get it a lot cheaper. So if you're based in the UK, order it from Element, you're going to save even more on this. So it's Start Collecting Ironjawz ×2, a Maw-Krusha, the Weirdnob Shaman, the Fungoid Shaman, 2 boxes of Brutes, and that gives you this army. And it comes to a total of £265 at GW retail, and
that's good.
You're saving basically £60, £59 on the army. So it's it gives you a nice round set of models, and I think from that collection you could then start off playing competitive games. It would be viable for tournament play, and then you would, as you play more games and more tournaments, you might change up what you're taking. But basically, you've got a really good start, and you could set the Orruk Brutes could be 2 5s. You could buy more Ardboys instead of having Brutes if you just don't think they're very good. You could put another Maw-Krusha in instead, but obviously don't change the value.
Even one more Start Collecting is not a bad idea. Like you're not going to use the Warchanter possibly, but both the rest of it is
maybe. I think if you want more Gore-gruntas for sure. If you don't want the Gore-gruntas, you're not going to want a 3rd Warchanter. Then you're basically just buying.
You can sell that on eBay though, can't you? I guess.
Well, this is the other point: is that some of these sets you could sell your spares. So I generally, if I'm going to buy a unit that sits in a Start Collecting set, and the unit, for example, is close to the £50 mark, or 35-40 quid. And I look at what else is in the set, So, like, for example, if you want 10 more Ardboys, I'd probably buy a Start Collecting, purely because I know I could sell the free Gore-gruntas and the Warchanter for more than the difference between buying the individual set and the Start Collecting. So I'll probably make a little bit of money on it. So I almost, it's effectively getting them cheaper, if you think of it that way. But there's a little bit of work.
That's without converting them, obviously, which is more work as well. But if you wanted a different type of Shaman model, or you wanted to make a Megaboss, or you wanted to have like a Warchanter standing on the back of a cabbage or anything like that, you've got some pretty cool models for free, which is only a bonus.
And one of the things that, if you want to make a good Warchanter alternate model, then I think the Underworld's Warband, almost said Shadespire, but I didn't. But the Underworld's Warband has some good models in there for character models, particularly if you want to identify the boss of your formation, like your boss brute or your boss Ardboy, because in these formations one of the guys gets upgraded to a boss, and it's quite important. Using one of those models as that model is quite a good way to show it off. So you've got like a unique model in the unit that you say that's definitely the guy of the formation. It's a lot clearer for your opponent, but it's a good start. It's it's £265. It's a fun army to play, I think. Ironjawz are great, and you can even go into like the Savage Orruk stuff, and then go into Big War. You can add a second Maw-Krusha. You can do some more stuff where I have some more men. You could add in like Savage Orruk, so if you wanted to, you could put a War Doc. Or you can even get a Rogue Idol if you really wanted to. Yeah. So there's a lot of play. It's quite a nice selection of models to paint as well, in my opinion.
Not too many, not too little.
So it's so that is my first recommended competitive Start Collecting army using the Start Collecting boxes.
Amazing. Looks good. How many are in destruction? Because they are spoiled.
I've got 2, so I've got one more. So if you like it, let me know if you've got any comments. But I thought we had a few people asking about what's good for new players, or how do you get into Age of Sigmar. So one of the things that is a bit of a barrier is the cost. So obviously there is ways around this. So for example, picking up stuff on eBay cheap, going to your independent stockists where they offer discounts, things like that, to get it even cheaper. I think Start Collecting sets are a great way, and if you're fortunate enough to get a battle box that's got stuff you want in it, then for example, if you wanted to do a Daughters of Cain army, then based around the snakes, then obviously the Shadow and Pain box is a really good investment, because you can sell or swap the Slaanesh. Good luck swapping, but you can get rid of that stuff, and obviously get a lot of models for cheap. It was a bit like when the Carrion Empire, which was Skaven and Flesh Eaters, and then you had the Feast of Bones, which was Ogors and OBR. So they've got good starts to armies, but unless you get them at the time, they're not really available. So you might get them, but you don't want to pay over the odds. So I think you can still probably get A for War in places, which is Zinch and Caradron, which is actually quite a good set if you want to do KO. Because obviously you need the hero out there, but also you can buy them separately now, I think. But basically, it's a good set for that, and the Zinch stuff is fairly sellable as well if you don't want to play Zinch, because it's got Skyfires and stuff like that in there. So people still buy those quite frequently. So but anyway, there's the first one, and we'll do more of these videos and go through more of these lists. So thanks for watching, and catch you soon.
Thanks, guys. See you below. Bye.